It's a very great evening here at Kevara Farm. I want to give you the tips on how you can reduce the expenses at the farm, and I'm going to show you around to show you the measures that I've put in place to make sure that the cost of production here is minimized. We all know that this poultry business, it is so delicate in that it needs extra care, and you need to calculate each and everything to make sure that you break through and to make sure that you gain so much from this business. Recently, someone asked me a question that you're telling us that poultry business is so lucrative, and yet when we are moving, we are seeing very many chicken houses which are empty, and the person wanted me to tell him to explain why. First of all, when these people know that this business is lucrative, they don't study this business. They just come excited with their lots of money and then just do things without being so calculative, and they expect to recoup all that money within a very short period of time. But I want to tell you that from the word go, if you don't calculate your things and you just spend, you're going to find that at the end of the day, the preliminary costs are going to be so high. And when they are high, it means that you're going to take a longer period of time to get that money. But the major content of this video, we are here to discuss the ways on how to reduce expenses at the farm. And I want us to begin from the beginning, the initial stages, which is the structure. I want to show you how we have constructed our structures here. And as you can see, this is our second structure. And you can see that here I used the iron sheets. You don't need to spend a lot of money on the structure because first of all, what you have to know, these birds, these chicken, they only need the shelter. Because you find that some people constructed their chicken houses and it is like they have constructed someone's house to sleep in. But you have to know, you don't need to spend a lot of money. These birds, they don't need luxury. They only need shelter, whereby the rain is not going to enter, the sunshine is not going to enter. That way they will give you all the eggs. So you can see mine, I put the iron sheets, and these iron sheets only is to stop water, the rainwater, from entering, and also to hold the manure which we put inside from coming outside. And as if I can show you from this side, if I can show you this tarpaulin you're seeing, we have put it to stop water from stop the rain from entering our chicken house because this is a rainy season. So when you look at this, you see that the chicken is open, so open, and we only put this timber which you're seeing here. This timber is to hold the manure from coming. And what you should know, this chicken house should be as open as possible. So if it was possible, I was going to put this timber which surrounds the whole of this chicken house. So please don't spend a lot of money on your chicken house. I want to show you my chicken house where we spent a lot of money by constructing it using the bricks. So you come and I show you. This is our first structure, and we built this one with so much excitement because we were entering a new venture, and at the end of the day we spent too much money constructing this chicken house because, as you see, we put all these bricks as if we were building a foundation for a house. It wasn't necessary if we had put only this. And I remember this chicken house, we had put all these up to this level, but we had to remove them. So if we had all this knowledge, we were not going to spend a lot of money on this structure because this structure almost cost the same amount as this second structure. And this second structure is so bigger than this because this contains 1,500 and this one is containing 800 birds. So you can see You don't need to spend lots and lots of money while constructing these poultry houses. I know that there is a permanent structure and then these are temporary structure, but for someone who is coming to venture into poultry and at the moment the capital is not enough, you would need a temporary structure and it works because these temporary structures, this is my second batch and they are still making money. By the time this structure goes old, totally old, that it cannot contain the birds, I will have made the money to help me build other structures. Another tip on how you can reduce costs at the farm, and in most of my videos I've been discussing this point, the feeds. Try to make sure that you reduce on the cost of feeds because these eggs, if you're producing at a higher cost, it's going to totally affect your profit margins at the end of the day. And if your cost of production is a bit manageable or a bit low, you will find that you're making lots and lots of profits at the end of the day. So when I say the feeds, I mean all the ingredients that we use to mix our feeds. For example, there are those who are using the local materials and then those who are using the concentrate. If you're using the local materials, you can stock the sunflower, you stock the maize, everything that can be stored, you stock. But don't stock brand because it is going to get the molds and they will affect your chicken. So for me, at the moment, I'm using concentrate and I stock concentrate for 1 month. Let me show you, let me take you and I show you how I stock my concentrate. So this is where I stock my concentrate and I buy concentrate for the whole month. And when you're stocking your feeds, you have to know, like for example, this floor is so cold, so you put wood. So that is why we put this wood down, and I'm remaining with a few bags because the month is ending. So at the end of the month I will need to stock more bags. That is why you're seeing this concentrate. The bags are few. And when you're stocking, you have to make sure that you don't put your feeds directly on the floor, because if you put them directly on the floor, it's going to affect them. The coldness is going to enter them and then they are going to go bad, and that is going to affect your production of the birds. You can see there is someone who is sleeping here. As you see, my space here at the farm is so small, so that's why I resorted to utilize this small space to stock the concentrate. When you're stocking your feeds, it helps you to get the advantages. For example, when I'm buying this concentrate, I buy in bulk. And when you're buying in bulk, you buy at a discount. And at the end of the day, you find that I've saved a lot of money because they give me at a discount. I don't buy as someone who is coming to take 5 bags or 4 bags. I'm given at a discount, and that money which I save, it helps me so much to run the farm, made to spend on these other small expenses like the vaccines, and sometimes I use it to also pay the labor. And then also it helps you on the transport costs, because if you're buying from a very good company and you've bought in bulk, you find that they are giving you transport to transport your feeds up to the farm, and that advantage is not going to be given to another person who is buying in small quantities. So please, if you can, stock feeds at the farmers, but we have said you don't stock brand. But how can you save money from brand? So instead of buying this brand from people who are selling poultry feeds, you resort to buying from maize millers. For example, those who are willing to get Posho, you can go there. Their brand is quality #1, because these other people, we know that they mix some things in the brand. So if you go to the factory, you will get first of all quality brand, and then also they will give you at a smaller cost. So instead of buying from this, we would rather go and buy from the factories, from the millers. That way it's going to help us save some money. Another way on how we reduce costs, how you can reduce expenses at the farm, is by trying to make sure that you eliminate the bills at the farm. The bills here, I mean the water bills, and then the electricity bills. For water bills, you stop using the national water. You can harvest rainwater and be able to use that water. And then during the dry season, if you have space, you dig underground water and you'll be pumping water from down to give to your chicken. And that is so good, because we know that chlorine water is not good. That is national water. It's not good for the birds. So if you resort to harvesting rainwater or getting underground water, it will save you many things. You will not be able to be spending on water bills. And then when it comes to electricity, you resort to using solar, and solar is not so expensive, instead of using the hydro electricity. Another way on how we can reduce expenses at the farm is by training our labor to do most of the work. I know some people, it's going to be, they are going to see it as costly to spend on trading the labor. But if you do it, you're going to spend some little money, but it's going to help you save a lot of money in the long run. For example, these small activities to be done at the farm, like giving the Newcastle vaccine, that is vaccinating through the eye drop, and then also giving the antibiotics. You can train your workers at the farm such that they can do that work, instead of you spending so much money giving to the veterinary doctors who are going to come and they charge you a lot. And also train your workers to be able to see the chicken, and they can tell that these chicken are sick and that these chicken are suffering from these diseases. That thing is going to help you so much. For example, when the birds are sick and they discover it at initial stages, and you're able to treat the birds. So please invest in training your workers at the farm. And then another tip that I would give you, please reduce the number of labor that you're having at the farm. Here at the farm, in the beginning when we had just started, I had 3 workers, and remember by that time the number of chicken, I had 1,800 in total. But I want to tell you that I reduced that number up to 1, and right now I'm having only 1 worker. So it helps you, first of all, it helps you to save on the food costs, the food that you feed to these people. And then another thing, the salaries are going to reduce. So make sure that you improvise and put in place things which are going to reduce on the workload for these people. For example, you can decide to buy the automated feeders, such that these people are not going to be carrying jerry cans of water all the time. When you're having some activities at the farm, you can decide to bring people, to hire people, and you just pay them for hours that they have worked for. For example, when you're vaccinating the birds and you need someone to help to bring the birds such that they can be given the medicine, and also when you're carrying out stock taking, and then maybe also when you're removing the litter from the chicken house, you just hire someone to come and help, and you pay them for number of hours that they have worked for, instead of having many workers at the farm. And then another thing that you have to know, when you're having many workers at the farm, that to get management issues. And then embrace the use of organic materials at your farms. When you're using organic materials, it is going to help you so much to make sure that your birds are not falling sick all the time. And you know that when the birds fall sick, it is when we spend a lot of money. It's when we make biggest losses. Remember, when the birds are sick, they are not laying eggs properly. So you find that you're losing money in eggs, and then you're spending to buy antibiotics, and then also you have to buy feeds. So please embrace the use of organic materials. It's going to help you to make sure that the birds don't get sick and they continue producing eggs, and you find that you're not spending on antibiotics, you're not losing eggs, and this way you're going to find yourself making the biggest profits. And also make sure that your biosecurity measures are in place such that you don't allow any diseases at the farm. If you are new in this channel, I'm called Lillian and this is Kevara Farm. And here we talk about poultry farming, everything about poultry farming. So please consider subscribing to this channel. We are almost 20k subscribers, so let us move this channel up to 50k subscribers. So thank you so much for watching. Bye bye. Let me see you in the next video.